Welcome back, everyone, to episode. Is it 8 now?
Not 8.
It is 8, right?
It's 8.
Okay, episode 8 of the They Fly Now Show podcast. We are welcome this week with Luke from the Podwans podcast. We thank you for joining on kind of short notice.
It's all good.
But this week, we're going to be just talking. It's going to be more of a chill stream. We're going to be interacting with the chat a ton. So be active there. It's just going to make the stream a lot more enjoyable. We're going to be talking about the state of the Star Wars fandoms, upcoming projects, upcoming predictions, and just general things that are just kind of floating around the Star Wars fan base. So, Luke, if you want to tell us who you are and where can we find you?
Okay. So I'm Luke from the Padawan podcast. You can find me on TikTok and YouTube with my co-host Char J. We are currently going through the first season of the Clone Wars. We actually have Gray slated on Thursday night at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time for the Bombad Jedi Newt Gunray arc. So if everybody wants to follow along, see what Gray has to say about those episodes, feel free to pop in. We're going to have our live on that time. But that's pretty much where you can follow me. Let's have some fun.
Yeah, for sure. I think me and Hereth both have been on.
I have
Hereth
not.
is
Yeah,
going.
you've been, right?
Hereth will be on
Yes.
season 2 Geonosis arc.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
So, yeah,
What
you
card
can
are
find
been
both
on?
of us. We'll be on there. Yeah, I was on, what is it? Probably 2 months ago now, right? July?
Yep. We were talking about Rebels.
Yeah, talking about Rebels. Kind of took a week break from Clone Wars, talking about Rebels. And
Yep.
it was a great time. Luke's a great guy.
Absolutely.
Appreciate for joining. Who
Yeah.
also just got second in the
Yes.
Char J trivia tournament.
Yes.
Tough loss to Darth Chaco in the finals. What's your feelings on that, Luke? And that's a tough loss. Kind of post-match interview.
It's a tough loss, but the format was a little different from the past matches. So I mean, I think I did really well in the first part of it, and then the speed round killed me.
Yeah.
Those questions were hard, and you know what? Those were actually really good. Like that's like, it was kind of like Family Feud in a way, and stuff like that. So I mean, and the Cahoots were good. I think if I would have done a lot better in the Cahoots, I probably would have been a lot closer. But I mean, when you're going up against Darth Chaco, it's kind of like I was the underdog. And I was looking to win that. So, but it wasn't meant to be this time. But
Yeah.
I will be back, stronger, better than ever. We will be doing tag teams. That was talked about. So, see, now I gotta find my partner because I don't know if Char is gonna be able to be a partner of mine.
That'd be a pretty dirty tag team right there.
That would be.
That would be nice. You guys
it would be. Nice. I think we would. Okay, I can't say that we would take Element and Chaco for a run for their money, but we might. I
don't know. Me and Carter may also
I don't know.
give
They
it.
find out could be coming in hot.
I mean,
that's all I gotta say.
Never say never, but be on the lookout for that because that is in the works. We're gonna be behind the scenes doing that stuff, but yeah.
I know me and Hereth have briefly talked about maybe doing something like a podcast v podcast trivia thing.
Oh yeah, it'd be so much fun.
All get in the works.
Yeah, absolutely.
Getting like people over at Dyad, people, the Conspiracy Cantina people. We could get the Star Wars English class people, and all be like a duo.
Mm-hmm.
And then anyone who kind of really wants to join could join. I'm trying to think what else. I mean, like there's like Kev, and Kev, who have one. We got Lawyer.
2x2 Nerdy.
Sawyer and Jesse, if they ever get that podcast off the ground.
Yeah.
We could do so many different things with that.
That'd be so.
And then me and Char.
Yeah.
Then you and Char, yeah. That could be That would be fire.
Or can I make another suggestion?
Yeah.
Cal, if you would want to be on my team.
Ooh,
Here's
yeah,
my-
I see some recruiting over here.
He's like,
Hey,
like
I mean,
picking up the hand.
I've got chocolates. You can teach me how to play KOTOR. Like, I see a lot of benefits here.
And Kieran, if you're down, I would love for you to help us write questions. If you want to write all the questions for us,
I
that'd be
thought you were
great.
about to ditch me.
No.
I was like,
No. I thought no. Kieran writes the questions for us. That's the rules. We make Kieran and someone else can write the questions for us and make it as hard as they want.
yeah, because Kieran's. He's like, I made this comparison to
the
Kieran
olive branch.
earlier.
Oh
The
man,
man's like,
we see the olive branch.
you're like Kylo Ren reaching out to Rey.
Yeah,
In The Last Jedi after the throne room scene.
I love it. I love it.
I want you to join
But
me.
Join me.
yeah, that could definitely we should all get into the works. If we have until the holidays, we call like the
Yep.
Christmas trivia showdown. Oh, that sounds fire.
Yes.
My brain's like that sounds heat. The Christmas Christmas
does.
Star Wars trivia showdown.
I think it would be fun.
I think it'd be amazing.
It would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And
And
maybe
then if anyone wants to apply, we could just make it a public entry.
Yeah.
Then promote the crap out of it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm still attached to the podcast idea of making a different podcast creators, and then if we're big enough by this point, we could extend it out to the larger YouTube Star Wars podcast creators and make it just not a TikTok thing.
Yeah.
A tag team. Yeah. No, I really like that.
Yeah, Chris is on TikTok, but he's actually, I mean, Too Black Too Nerdy is. Most of those guys are all fully on YouTube.
Cal said instead of a handshake, it's a crisp high
A
five.
crisp high five.
I love it. I love it.
Before we get started, which I mean, we're just kind of casual talking, just to shout to people on the chat.
Oh yeah.
We got Kieran, the question writer, who is basically the game maker in Hunger Games. You guys familiar with Hunger Games at all?
Yeah.
Yes.
Kieran's basically the game maker. So
Yeah.
we got Kieran, we got Brian with the beard, we got Claire, who's one of my my friends. We got Vanessa, thanks for joining. And yeah, thank you guys all for joining us. Just talk and stay Star Wars fandom.
Yeah.
Hereth, you kind of want to just get us going?
Yeah, let's get this going. I want to talk about something that kind of happened this past week with the Star Wars fandom. I made a video of a clip of Filoni talking about Luke versus Ahsoka, and then like 2 days later, this whole controversy fucking starts of everyone starting to like freak out over Luke versus Ahsoka, and we have now this whole controversy with toxic fans basically getting mad that Ahsoka's a better dueler than Luke. I'm sorry, but it's a canon fact. So I gotta ask your guys' thoughts on this.
Carter, do you want to go or do you want me to go?
Yeah. Can we just talk power scaling in Star Wars, please?
It's
'Cause
not a
doesn't
thing.
matter.
It's not
And
a thing.
It's not a thing. And like, people get so mad that Ahsoka would beat Luke. Who knows what would happen? It's never gonna happen. And is it really a surprise if they say that she would? Because she had all of that. I mean, I'm a huge Luke simp. I love Luke. But like, with all the training that she has throughout the prequels and Clone Wars and Rebels,
Yep.
Ahsoka's pretty dang powerful.
Oh,
And not only is she powerful, because I would say Luke probably more powerful in the Force,
Force-wise,
but
yeah.
Ahsoka has so much more dueling experience that I just think Ahsoka would, but I don't. I mean, I don't know. I think it's just a stupid argument.
I 110% agree with you. Here's my take on it. It's kind of like everybody else's. Power scaling we are not playing a video game. We are not playing Mortal Kombat. We are not playing Marvel versus DC. Like, that's not a thing. First of all, Ahsoka is a Jedi. She was trained by Anakin Skywalker, who is the chosen one, who is Luke's father. She's gonna know more dueling, and she might know a little bit more about the Force than he does. To be honest, she's done the whole crystal, changing the crystals in the Ahsoka book. She's fought multiple Inquisitors. She's fought Maul. She's fought Vader. She's got more experience. So, yes, Luke is probably stronger in the Force, but I will counter this. I believe that, and like she says, and like Rex told her, experience trumps everything. She has been around the world. She has been around the galaxy. She's done things. And when the other thing, a creator comparing Ahsoka or comparing other characters to a fat coach, not great.
Well, okay, why do you have to say fat coach?
That's
Why
Why are you taking a shot at Andy Reid? Don't be taking shots on
Because
Andy
the
Reid.
Chiefs suck. Because the Chiefs suck. That's why.
Hey, this is not a sports podcast, but the analogy, and then the bias is real in a lot of these creators' minds. It's a bias. They are biased. Just like how some Ahsoka fans are going to argue that Ahsoka would beat Luke because they're biased. It's bias on both ends. If we can just get away from this character is stronger than this character and how they would be pitted up against each other. Like, let's be real here. In canon, can either of you honestly tell me that those two would fight each other?
No.
So then why are we having the conversation?
I said obviously they would.
Oh, you said they would. That was like a diet disagree moment.
I'm just saying, it's insanity, guys. Like, let's not. We go around and around and around and around and around, and it doesn't matter. Okay,
it's useless fighting. It's literally useless.
And here's the thing, I am going to call this now. We see Luke in Ahsoka, and she helps him through his. She helps him grow more into the Force and more into his saber abilities. I'm calling it now.
That would be sick.
Yeah.
But I don't think that would be season 1.
No. I think it might be towards the end of season 1.
Which I think we could probably just maybe start talking about Ahsoka.
Yeah.
I think season 1 is going to be getting my boy back.
Yeah, they'll find Ezra. They'll find. I think Thrawn. So, the thing with Thrawn, and the most interesting thing about that is, like, we get to see Lars Mikkelsen play Thrawn in live action.
Yes.
That's really exciting. And I'm not I don't know. Thrawn's an interesting character for me because I've read most of the books. I'm getting into the Ascendancy, and he's probably the most interesting in, like, he's not your typical villain. He's, like, not overpowered. He uses his brain for, like, he's just very intelligent, and he's just able to use his mind over his ability. Like, that, his mind is his ability.
He's a
That's what makes him
mastermind.
dangerous. Yes, absolutely. But, like, it's gonna be interesting how the story is played out of how if him and Ezra are stranded together or if they are apart. That could be something too. And I also think you see the Chiss Ascendancy. I just have a feeling that the Chiss Ascendancy is going to come into play somehow, some way.
I mean, they just released the Ascendancy books for a reason. They wouldn't just release these prequel books and be like, this is the entire Ascendancy's backstory. They wouldn't just do that randomly unless they're planning on using them in live action. That's my assumption.
Admiral Yulani, not Yulani.
Yularen?
Is it Yularen? No,
Yularen.
not Yularen. The Chiss woman.
Oh, I haven't read the Ascendancy books.
I haven't.
But she's in. Oh, have you not finished with alliances yet?
No, I'm in the middle of alliances still.
Oh.
I
Can't talk
haven't
about it
read
then.
any of them.
Can't talk about it then.
I
Sorry.
have not talked about any of them or read any of them.
Trying
I
to
have
avoid
them right
it.
here.
My book's at my dorm room, so sorry I can't show that off.
Why didn't you get the hardcovers, Carter? I got all the hardcovers.
I didn't get them. My mom got them for me. Shout out to my mom.
Also, speaking of shout outs, we got to shout out Vanessa in the chat saying you Lauren with the baddie emoji.
Lauren is a
Yeah, we
baddie.
got the three
He is, no doubt.
We've got the knowledge. We've got the knowledge.
We just gotta put the words and the reading together, and we'll get there, Carter. We'll get there.
But we need to finish. I, not you. I need to finish High Republic first.
Yes.
Well, I've read the adult novels. Not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Jill. My mom's watching. Shout out.
Oh, hi, Jill.
Oh
Hi, Carter's mom.
Oh my god.
Wait, when are we having dinner? That's a real question.
Right now.
Oh my god.
It is already. This podcast has already gone off the rails.
Yeah,
Can I just say that this
for it.
water, the water in the Yeti cup,
Oh my god.
busting.
It's a bus.
So, what are your guys's what are your guys' thoughts on Ahsoka? Like, what do you want to see from Ahsoka in season 1?
I guess I'll take it while Carter goes find something.
Okay, obviously he wants Ezra.
He wants Ezra. I think he's gonna show up that Ezra pop. Yep.
That is a cool Ezra pop. I'm not gonna lie, a really cool Ezra pop.
Shout out to Ron with the beard.
But like, what specifically about Ezra do you want to see, Carter?
I want to see Ezra in live action.
Okay.
Okay. What about him specifically?
Who do you want? Also, I would like to extend what Luke is saying by asking what do you like casting wise? Who do you think would be like a good Ezra in live action? Because you can't get
think the guy
Taylor
that
Gray.
If I'm completely honest, I don't know actors.
The guy
Someone
who's
who looks
rumored
like
to,
Ezra.
the guy who is rumored is Aladdin.
Okay.
He played Aladdin.
I was thinking the guy who played Aladdin, because Ezra's not space Aladdin, but looks like him.
I think that's a good casting.
That's racist, but yeah, I think so too.
He did a
I've
great
heard
job
that-
in it.
He did. Live action Aladdin was actually pretty good. It was the first movie I saw with Serena,
Okay.
so it has a little warm
I
place in my
can show you the
Oh
world.
my god.
Shine and shivering
Splendid.
Da, 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 da,
And then,
da.
the
Copyrighted music. We just
Oh,
got
man.
demonetized.
Oh man.
Yeah, the first time I
Carter
met
is-
Serena, we were at the movie theater watching Aladdin, and I bought us popcorn, and I tripped and I spilled it everywhere, and I was like,
Oh my god.
"Oh no!" But that's a whole.
Sorry guys, I got us off on a tangent. But
No, you're good.
I
no,
just want to
but
see Ezra in live action, not
okay.
like
Like story wise,
don't
what do you want Ezra to like? Like I'm talking
I
like
kinda
more
hope-
story wise.
I kind of hope he would team up with Thrawn, because I think that would be sick.
Hmm.
But like, I don't know how. I'm bad at predictions.
Okay.
But
Carter,
I just really hope they team up, but I
Th-
don't think it's gonna happen.
this is a dyad moment. So, when Ahsoka was rumored, and I was thinking about it after finishing the first Thrawn book, it's not spoiler, I'm not going into details. I'm just going to say, my instinct was, there is no way Ezra and Thrawn, because they've been together for so long together, what has it been, like 5 years since the Rebels finale?
9 years.
9 years, but I'm kind of post-epilogue, because I'm kind of like visualizing the epilogue as like the finale point.
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's no way for 5 years that they're each other's throats. I think it's like Agent Callus and Zeb. I think they're just kind of like like, hey, we have to Thrawn. I could easily Thrawn be like, hey, at this point, I think it's not worth it being enemies. Let's just we got to work together. We have bigger threats to worry about in the unknown regions of the galaxy. We need to team up.
And then who comes into play? Maybe the Ascendancy.
Because the Ascendancy talks about, it's not a spoiler because it's at the very beginning of the book. They talk about.
I can't say a damn word.
They say there are bigger threats that the galaxy hasn't known about in the unknown regions that the Ascendancy has been dealing with for years.
Yes, and you find out.
I'm just gonna tune out. I'm just gonna.
No.
I'm not getting it. So I will try to be as vague as possible about my prediction.
Yeah.
But Hereth, are you finished? Keep going if you got stuff.
No. I'm ending it there because that's all. That's literally what it is.
Okay. So, I agree on Hereth's point. I think the Ascendancy is going to pick them up, and he.
There's something I want to say, but I can't fucking say it.
I can't say anything. Like, it's so hard.
There's something. There is something that I'm thinking about right now that I
think one character shows up and saves Thrawn.
Yes. Is it me? Is it me? Like,
yeah.
Or you think the same character?
Starts with an E. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kieran right now is just like Kieran right now is like feeling energy.
So, but the interesting thing is how does that one person that Ahsoka fights in Mando 2 know where Admiral Thrawn, Grand Admiral Thrawn is?
I know.
And that starts to make me wonder: do they really work together, or does Ezra have to get off and be on his own? Because I just don't. My feeling is that Thrawn wouldn't be part of the Empire anymore if he wasn't affiliated with it for the last 9 years. You know what I mean? He would be doing his own thing, and which is weird because Ahsoka's like, "Where's Grand Admiral Thrawn?" And I'm like,
Fawn, my favorite character.
Yeah, Fawn. So it's different. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be interesting. We're gonna have Sabine. We're gonna have Ahsoka. We're gonna have. I honestly think so. Ezra, her and Sabine find Ezra, bring him back, and Ahsoka, Ezra, Luke, and Grogu all meditate together and kind of do like the kumbaya type of thing around the fire and kind of learn from each other.
Yeah.
Because because Grogu and Ahsoka are the only old heads, technically, from the older days. So they have a little bit more knowledge. Otherwise, I mean, Grogu doesn't have a whole lot because he isn't really able to form words at this time. But
Ezra at that point will be pretty old, though.
He would be okay. So how old was he at the end of Rebels? He was the same age as Luke, right?
Yeah. A year older, so he was 20 when Luke was 19.
Yeah.
Wait, no, that's not possible. Because I thought he was born on Empire Day.
Okay, he is born on Empire Day. And he was born in 19 BBY.
Oh no,
which is the same age.
You're right. Yeah.
So him and Luke have the same exact birthday and the same age.
He's 54 during the Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, that adds up.
Luke's 54.
I don't know. Let me look. How old is Luke?
Because they're the same age. Technically, he looks a lot older than that, though.
I honestly think I honestly always thought that
Luke in the Last Jedi.
That Ezra was older because if you look at the state of Ezra in season 3, and then that wouldn't match up because Luke was born during the abort. Yeah.
Frames of Luke, but
chat. How old is Luke Skywalker during the sequel trilogy?
53. So they're the same age.
Okay, they're the same age. Okay. So I change this side.
So
that's Ezra's basically. See, Luke doesn't seem 53.
No, just because we know how old Mark Hamill is, that kind of takes away from it.
Well, how old's Luke in He's
in A New
probably,
Hope.
what,
He's 19.
4 in Mando. He's 24 in Mando.
9 years from Yavin. So he was 19 in A New Hope, and in Return of the Jedi, that was 2 years later. So he was 21.
He is 30 years old. That's
So 30. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I mean,
So 30 years. That's prime for a Jedi. You're basically peak physical condition.
Yeah.
Prime Ezra and Prime Luke in the same scene.
and here's another thing I want to see from Ahsoka. I want to see Hayden Christensen as a Force Ghost. I want to see Obi-Wan. I want to see Ewan McGregor as a Force Ghost, and I want Yoda, Frank Oz, to come back as a Force Ghost to help all 3 of these characters, all 4 of these Jedi, because a lot of the times, yes, the Force Ghosts need a reason to come back, but
Yeah.
Ahsoka meeting Luke for the first time, like, as you've seen that animated picture, like, of Ahsoka being like, I knew your dad, and then he says, yeah, I know, I met him, he was good at the end, and then she breaks down crying like that, and then you see Anakin's Force Ghost come up behind him and be like,
Apologizing.
hi guys.
Imagine Anakin's Force Ghost apologizing to Ahsoka.
God.
But
I'm a
here's
genius.
but here's the thing about that. Even though I really want that scene, I believe it's the book with all the Jedi tales. I don't know why I'm forgetting the title of it right now. I have it on Kindle.
The book with what?
Heir to the Jedi?
Not Heir to the Jedi. It's the book where it's Luke. During, like, when he's on his exile and he's writing out all the history of the Jedi. Yes, The Secrets of the Jedi. Yes, there is a passage about Ahsoka in that book, and it hints at the fact that Luke never met Ahsoka, and Luke wrote this during his exile in Ahch-To, so there would be no reason for him to mention. He would mention that clearly.
So he goes, Ahsoka Tano was the former Padawan, the Jedi term for apprentice of my father Anakin Skywalker before he turned to the dark side. During the Clone Wars, Ahsoka matured from an impulsive young trainee to a trusted commander. However, unlike her fellow Togruta Shakti, Ahsoka never went on to become a Jedi Master. When she was framed for an attack on the Jedi Temple, Ahsoka chose to leave the Order despite being exonerated of the crime and walk her own path. After the rise of the Empire, Ahsoka found her calling, providing vital information assistance to the rebel forces under the codename Fulcrum. And that's all that says. It honestly doesn't. It leaves out. So how I pertain that paragraph to me, it makes it seem. It leaves it into interpretation on whether they have met before or not. In my opinion.
Yeah. I read that more
just
Luke would have mentioned the fact that he met her.
I don't know. I mean, it's all up to interpretation.
And they could always, like, slightly, like, change it if they need to.
Yeah.
Because it's only one paragraph in a book.
It's a book. You can change as much. Dude, this book is awesome, though.
Oh, it is.
I've read it from back to cover, and the Secrets of the Sith comes out in October. Mm-hmm. So I will be getting that as well.
I'm so excited for that. It's Palpatine's perspective and all the Sith.
Yeah, I mean, look at all these. I mean, look at this. It's like, it like gives you the background on kyber crystals, stuff like that. Oh yeah. Speaking of Ezra's lightsaber.
I so want a physical copy of that book. I have a digital copy.
One?
Yes.
I really want a physical copy of that lightsaber.
You can get it. You can get it. Carter, there's a site you can get those type of you can get Ezra's lightsaber.
Where at?
I'll send you after this year.
Should we give a should we let the people know today's the last day for the level up lightsaber if they want to get one?
It is.
Our good friend Master Allen over at Level Up Lightsabers is doing a deal. Is it 15% off for lights? It's national. It's lightsaber day.
Yes.
Yeah, all the training lightsabers, so such as this one right here.
Gold Phantom.
The Gold Phantom. We got it. Do some demonstration with it real quick. Got it. Boom. The gold phantom. It looks sick.
You'll have to show me how to do that when I get my Skywalker Saga lightsaber.
I have it on the dark saber setting right now, but it's sick.
Yeah.
Go order from Dr. Allen.
Yeah.
Again, great guy. We had him on the pod a few weeks ago. About a month, maybe. Second episode, third episode.
Third episode.
Chris Star Wars Lord.
Yeah, that was a great episode.
Yeah. Great guy. Very knowledgeable. Knows a ton about lightsabers and combat and forms. And you can actually buy a pack with him online that gives you access to a bunch of training videos, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
pretty cool.
absolutely. But yeah, it's good. I just thought we should mention that because
Of course.
it is the last day, and we like to help out him and Star Wars and whatnot. So we like to.
We like helping small creators out. It's great.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm
curious what Vanessa means when she was training with the lightsaber.
Yeah.
Ask her later about that.
Vanessa about to destroy all of us in lightsaber content. She knows all the forms of lightsabers content.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
What were you saying, Luke? I cut you off.
No, you're good. I am just now looking at my my other book. Speaking of lightsabers, lightsaber collection.
Ah,
that is sweet.
That is an awesome book.
I've got this too. It's been sitting on my shelf. I haven't really got deep into it. I might start making content with it actually. Talking about lightsabers.
That'd be pretty cool.
But,
yeah.
Guess that lightsaber.
Yeah, I guess that lightsaber for sure. But yeah, what's the next topic we got?
Let's talk Visions.
Yeah, let's go Visions. We can do that quickly.
Visions.
I'll let you guys talk first. Are you excited for Visions? Excited for anime?
I think it's gonna be awesome.
Yes.
It doesn't take away from the creators aren't shoehorned into doing with continuity and stuff like that. So I think you're gonna see a lot of off the wall stuff, which I'm really excited for because people that don't get into anime, this is gonna be people's first interaction with anime, and I feel like anime is very underrated for storytelling. A lot of good anime have great storytellers. And I mean, Star Wars is wacky, and I feel like it fits perfectly with anime. So I'm really looking forward to seeing it, especially with Victoria Vader and Shayla Wren's characters as the twin sisters. So that should be really fun.
Yeah. And speaking of people that have not seen anime but are going to be seeing Visions for the first time, it's kind of a good subtle plug time to talk about Carter and I's reaction to Visions when we start that up, because both of us have. Because I have no experience with anime. Carter, what is your experience with anime? 0. So both of us have never seen that much anime either. So it's going to be basically our first introduction to proper anime, but with Star Wars, and we're going to be reacting to it. Our favorite episodes of the list.
Probably do episode or 2 a week. Maybe we do like 2 episodes in one video.
Yeah,
that would be good. That would be really good.
Pretty cool. I'm excited. For
if you guys get into more anime, like if you ever want to get into anime, some of the basic ones are One Piece, Naruto, Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball and Naruto are probably 2 of the longest running shows in anime. I've seen pretty much every single episode of both of those and cannot recommend those enough. I'm sure Cal, if he's still in here, he's seen a lot of anime, and if Element were in here, he'd be throwing out animes left and right. But I'm really looking forward to it. It's gonna be awesome. And that comes out in 2 weeks?
September 23rd.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Which I will be going to Comic-Con the day after that.
Ooh.
There you go.
West Virginia Comic-Con.
West Virginia. Good old Mountaineers.
How many nerds are in West Virginia?
West Virginia.
Mount
hope to be
Mama, take me home.
Copyright. Music go.
Country roads. Luke, Cal said in the chat, never recommend One Piece.
Oh,
Just to
never
catch-
recommend One Piece.
Just to catch up in that will take someone years.
Oh,
There's tons
that's
of
true.
great ones to get into now, such as Demon Slayer,
Yep.
Jujutsu Kaisen,
Yep. Kaizen.
Attack on Titan,
Yep.
Jujutsu Kaisen,
Yep.
Attack on Titan, and Black Cover.
I was also thinking
Clover.
about getting into
Yeah.
My Hero Academia for the longest time. I just never
Yeah,
got
My
into
Hero
it.
Academia is pretty good one too.
Yeah, I see Victoria cosplaying My Hero Academia, right?
Yep.
With the dude's face, I guess.
Yeah, it makes me really interested in the show, actually. Every time I see that, I'm like, oh, I want to watch that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm really excited about Visions. I think it can be a lot of off the wall things, and it could open up a lot of different avenues to us getting High Republic
Yes.
in animated, especially there.
I want 2D animated High Republic shows if that's possible.
2D. You wouldn't want
Yes.
Clone Wars
No,
animated?
I want 2D. I want like 2003 Clone Wars
Yeah.
Genji style, like the
Ooh,
comics.
that would be cool. Yeah, Tartakovsky.
Yes.
Yes.
I'll
I
take
agree.
anything.
Yeah, I
Seeing
agree.
something High Republic, which I think Acolyte will probably be High Republic, right? Is that confirmed?
Yes, Acolyte's High Republic. Also, Master and
Yeah,
Apprentice and Dooku Jedi Lost are both High Republic as well.
Yep.
Dooku Jedi Lost.
Dooku Jedi
Yes, it
Lost
is.
and Master and Apprentice are both High Republic officially. The High Republic era ends with Phantom Menace.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
I just want
Yeah.
to see Buryaga
Yes.
live. I just want to see a Wookiee with a Jedi light with a lightsaber doing the and just like igniting a
The
lightsaber
whimper.
and taking out people. Like,
Yes.
that's what I want to see. That would make my
Yeah.
heart really happy.
I
But
love how Nib's just like Burry's mom.
yes.
Yeah.
Burry's just like over there, he's like, "Ah," like crying the whole time, and Nib's like, Burry, calm down. It'll be okay. It's like, there's people in there.
He's
It's
like, it's like,
she's like,
come on, my
"Oh,
Padawan, we need to calm your mind.
it's so cute when he's we're not. I don't want to spoil anything because I know there's people in the chat who haven't.
Yeah, but
Oh yeah.
Never mind.
But anyway, back to Visions. Obviously, we didn't talk about it very much when it was coming out, because obviously when we did our first episode, we didn't have the second trailer of Visions.
No.
And that
No.
second trailer was hype. That Duel of Fates mixed with like the Imperial March. Oh, that got me hyped.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Hereth, is there a way we could watch the Visions trailer, or would that be too much?
I think it would be too much.
Too much,
Okay.
and you might get
Yeah.
flagged for copyright.
Yeah. Yeah, Visions. I've never watched an anime like Hereth said, but
It might
I'm
get you
excited
into
for
it, man. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
it's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping it will.
And I'm happy it's not canon. Also, speaking of Visions,
Yes.
it's Visions related, but not really a part of the Vision story. I didn't ask, someone else asked on Twitter, the author of the book Ronin, which is a Visions spin-off
Yes.
novel. Someone asked them, the author on Twitter, is the story canon? And she said, quote, I'm treating it like a fairy tale. I want to keep the stories like urban legends and myths. So that's how Visions is going to be treated by Star Wars in general.
So yeah, it's gonna basically be like canon stories, but they're told as legends and
Yes.
stuff like that. And so I think that's cool.
Yeah.
It's a great time to be a Star Wars fan.
Absolutely.
From here on
Yes.
out, from the time Visions comes out to the end of 2022, we're not gonna have a lapse of content.
Yes.
It's gonna be
No.
boom, 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 boom. One series ends, one series picks up. One series ends, one series picks up. And I'm so happy because people are so upset of what the sequels have done to Star Wars and what Disney has allegedly done to Star Wars. But like people, this is new content for new people. And I am all for it for people that have never seen Star Wars and they see Ahsoka, they see Obi-Wan Kenobi for the first time, they see Mando. Like you saw the surge of Star Wars
Yeah.
explode after the Mandalorian came out.
Yeah.
And that's the people that we want. We want more people discovering Star Wars. We want to grow the community. And I feel like if we tell stories that are too close to the Skywalker saga, excluding, I would say, Kenobi, Ahsoka, and Mando, when you kind of need it for continuity purposes,
Yeah.
um, I don't want a Luke Skywalker centric
Yeah.
a story
Show.
Yeah.
or a show. I think we've seen enough of his character in either books, comics, TV shows, or movies, especially the movies, because he's all over. He's in 6 films.
Yeah.
And I feel like we've touched upon that character enough. I want new, like I want Ahsoka, like that's a character that I've wanted to see. I want, and I
Yeah.
really, and we'll get into it later with Obi-Wan. I want to see Ewan take another shot at Obi-Wan. I want
Yeah.
Hayden to take another shot at being his character. Like there are things that I want to see. Like we don't necessarily need Obi-Wan.
Yes.
We don't necessarily need that show,
No.
but
yeah.
it's amazing. It's a great concept, and it builds on time that we don't really have in between 3 and 4. There's not a lot of content except for Rogue One and Solo, and then Rebels. And now
Rebels.
Bad Batch now, but like that just you don't see Obi-Wan because he's on Tatooine for what? How long between 3 and 4? Isn't it 19 years?
19 years.
Yeah.
19 years. We don't know what he's doing. He can't be just sitting there the entire 19 years. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
we'll get more into that
Yeah.
deep down.
But
but
to expand on your point, I'm sorry, cut you off. But to expand on your point
No, you're
of,
good. You go.
the fandom resurging, I think everyone's underestimating Acolyte for one reason is because if you think about Book of Boba, Ahsoka, Kenobi, Mando season 3, they're all big name characters. Everyone's
they're all
hyping
tie-ins.
all tie-ins. Acolyte is new stories, new everything. It's new, which I think people are underestimating because everyone likes that familiar. And Acolyte's going to break new grounds in the fandom, and we're going to get... I think Acolyte's going to have the biggest surge out of the entire series. I'm calling it right now.
I think it's gonna pay off if you read the High Republic
It's
books.
gonna pay off more, but I think even to newer fans, it's gonna pay off like crazy.
So since we're talking about Acolyte, I mean, and High Republic, we might as well talk about that.
Definitely.
And I think those two are gonna go hand in hand together. Now, Carter, what were you saying?
I was just gonna say that I predict that that's gonna be like not the start. I guess it would. Yeah, it kind of be the start of the fall of the High Republic Jedi.
Yeah.
Yep.
And again, I don't know if it'll be a rogue Jedi because something's gotta happen to bring back the darkness, and it's gonna be sick. And I think it's gonna be because there's 200 years in between each High Republic phase.
You mean 50 years? I would assume. I would assume.
50 years. Sorry.
Yeah, that would be my guess if I had to think about it.
Because it's a 200-year era.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's going to be really interesting and bringing a lot of stuff about the dark side, obviously, because we don't have anything about the dark side.
Yeah.
So my prediction is we are going to... I think this Acolyte is going to be the canonization of Darth Plagueis.
Or I think it would be an adaptation of Plagueis more than a canonization.
Adaptation of Darth Plagueis. I think Plagueis and his master, whether they choose to bring Tenebris back,
Yeah.
I can't really get into a whole bunch of things. I think the threat that the Jedi are facing now, I think it's going to be interconnected with the Sith.
Yes.
I think so too. I think we're seeing hints of it with some I don't want to spoil for any guys Red Hot Republic, but some people a part of the Nile. I think there's one person in particular who I'm kind of leaning towards
But
be abused in that sense.
yeah, I think with each threat of the High Republic, I think we're gonna get new baddies each phase. We'll get like a new baddie, and I think they're testing them in 3 different ways. So right now, I would say the Nile are I would say like physically a threat. They're a physical threat. I think next phase we'll get something like mental. I think they'll like get in the Jedi's head, and then we'll get. I don't know what the third test will be, but I think each one will be a test, and they're all by the Sith to see what would destroy a Jedi, and then obviously the Sith put it together and make the fall of the Jedi we see in the prequel trilogy.
Yeah.
And we don't know how old Immune is, what the lifespan of Immune is.
Yeah.
I want that character's story to be canon so bad because it is such a good story. Such a good story.
Yeah.
And
there's a few things continuity wise that like the story doesn't work, but
continuity wise
in general,
it would be tough. But like the Sith, and this has always been in Star Wars, even if you go back to Legends, the Sith are always plotting. They're always behind something. That's always been the thing. And that's why people get upset like, well, it doesn't make sense to have Palpatine come back. And it's like, it kind of makes perfect sense. Because he's the one that's been plotting from the very beginning. And he fits the way of the Sith so well that it just makes sense to me. Like, it's a no-brainer. Like, to have the Sith be... Because the Jedi haven't seen a Sith in over 1,000 years.
Yeah.
And like it just makes sense to me that they would be the back of the Nihil and whatever threats come next.
Definitely.
Because they're mentioned in the High Republic multiple times of the ancient history of the Sith. They're mentioned. And actually, it's funny, it's common knowledge that the Jedi Temple is built over a Sith shrine.
Yeah.
So, and it's kind of funny that Yoda doesn't mention it to any of the Jedi in the prequel trilogy. It's almost like he just forgot, which is insane because he's knowledgeable.
And
so,
to build on top of that, also speaking of the prequel era, originally when Clone Wars was originally planned out, there was an entire arc where after Ahsoka left the Order, she was going to go back to Coruscant and explore underneath the temple where the Darkseid Nexus was. That was a whole planned arc that Filoni had in stored, and that's where Bo-Katan originally was going to show up and meet with her.
Yeah.
But they had to scrap it because season 7.
Yeah.
But that was an arc.
So it's just so like it's so good.
I feel like what's going to happen with the next wave of the High Republic is, yes, it's going to most likely not be the Nile.
No.
But I think whoever the big organization is going to look at the Nile and learn how they failed and then slowly adjust.
Yeah.
And then from after that, probably the Sith will learn from them.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, the Sith are always going to be in the background. That's the way they.
And are they?
Rule of 2.
Do you think they could be right now? That we're just not hearing about.
They would really have to be. I think they're even more shrouded. I don't think they're involved with the Nihil at this moment.
But they will. I think they will be at some point. I think they'll get involved.
They will be at some point, or they will be with the faction that comes after the Nihil.
Yes.
It just makes a lot of sense to me. People can get upset as much as they want to, but it makes perfect sense to me from a Star Wars standpoint.
Yeah.
Why would you not have the Sith come in and be because that's really the only threat that can really balance out the Jedi is the Sith.
Mhm.
They're always a factor. Always have been, always will be.
Yeah,
So I
it
mean,
makes you wonder what they're doing, or are they just non-existent during the High Republic?
that's also a possibility too. Because I mean they did make a very strong statement when these books were first coming out that this is a new type of Star Wars. We're not bringing in the Sith, like blah blah blah. But then again,
Yeah,
once you get closer and closer to the prequel trilogy, there has to be
you
something
have
that
to.
ties
Yeah,
into
Yeah,
it.
and Acolyte is gonna tie into it. We know that for
Absolutely.
sure. And
Yep.
and I think when it comes to the Acolyte, I think if we want to just go to that
Mhm.
section of our discussion. Oh wait, Cal said something interesting in the chat. I actually want to highlight that instead before we go to the Acolyte. Sorry, just changing
Oh.
gears. He goes, I think a part of the why it won't actually have done any involvement. Sorry, sorry. My monitor's all the way over here, so I have to be on my mic.
Very good.
I think part of it why it won't actually have any involvement with of the Sith is purely due to Mason Yoda's conversation in Episode 1. Maul was the first sighting of them in centuries. I think
yeah,
I think the Sith are going to be more of a mastermind. I think they're going to be pulling
I agree.
the strings
yeah,
of their fall.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I don't think you're gonna get it.
yeah,
Unless, well, you could also see another. You could also see, uh, Plagueis or his master or two Sith take on a group of Jedi that don't survive and they never hear from them again.
Exactly.
That could also be
they
how you.
just think, yeah,
But Cal does make a good point. The Jedi have no idea that the Sith are even around,
Yeah.
and that I couldn't think of a better way of doing it, especially since the Acolyte is supposed to be a darker show. And we have no canon sources of Plagueis except for the speech that
that he was a thing.
he was a thing.
Yes.
We don't really know anything about him. So that would be interesting. But yeah, I think the Acolyte is going to bring what I hope it brings in. I hope it brings in Plagueis
Agreed.
because he would then tie the High Republic to the prequel trilogy and make those two very close. And he'd be the branch in between.
Yes.
And I
Yeah.
mean, and in the books, he was behind the whole financial structure.
Yeah.
That's like he was funding the banking clan. He was funding the Trade Federation. He was basically the entire galactic. He was the galactic banking clan in a sense
Yes.
through Damask Holdings. So I mean, the guy was just a mastermind. If it wasn't for Plagueis, Palpatine would have had no way of getting to the top at
No.
all.
Yeah. And Plagueis is a genius.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
His Legends
Master manipulator.
His Legends counterpart is insane.
Oh, absolutely. It's just it's nuts. But
Yeah.
Cal, Hereth, read what Cal just said.
Sorry. Again, my monitor's all the way over here.
You're fine.
Yeah, it would have to be something that we as an audience see and know about, but it would have to be so expertly written for us to believe the Jedi were blind to them. Hard to do, but plausible.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with that
think
point.
Because they can't have any inkling. They have any inkling it's the Sith.
Yep.
So it'd have to be written perfectly,
Absolutely.
or else they're gonna screw a whole bunch of stuff up.
Yep. For sure.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it. I'm very excited for it.
Yeah.
I think obviously we talked about High Republic and Acolyte. I think this is a good time to kind of shift gears into. I wouldn't say it's really news. It's more I would say it's more of like rumors, but it's I think at this point it seems super plausible. So I do want to bring it up. I usually don't like talking about this stuff because I don't really like talking about news that isn't really like solid ground, but like at the same time I want to bring this up because I think it's an interesting discussion and I kind of want to get your thoughts on this. of
Mhm.
Book of Boba. We recently heard a like plot. I would say summary would be the best word for it, but it's not really doesn't really go into details. It's just kind of like a vague summary. It says
Mhm.
Book of Boba is basically going to surround. It's going to be basically a revenge story of Boba going into his past and taking out people that screwed him over.
I love that. You know why I
That would
love
be
that?
sick.
Because that gives us Cad Bane.
Yes,
That gives us Bosk.
possibly
That gives
Han.
us Dengar,
Possibly
Han, Luke. Like, who doesn't want to see Boba try to take out Han again? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that could,
Who
and
does
you know
want to see
what?
Boba try to take out Cad Bane?
And you could, and guess what? You can get Alden Ehrenreich back to play Han Solo,
Yes.
and I like that a
Ooh.
lot. Give him another chance. It's just like especially with Solo. Solo was a fun film. It was a fun Star Wars film. It was different. And I feel like Kira and Han, like that storyline needed a little bit more room to grow and kind of learn and stuff like that. But we are getting that in the comics,
Yes.
especially with the Crimson Reign that we're going to be getting later this year or next year. I can't remember when that comes out.
I haven't really paid attention to the comics news, so I have no idea.
Yeah.
I think it's next year. No, it might be this year. I'm not sure. But like they are expanding on Kira and I absolutely love it. So
Yeah, well, Kira, I've heard things that Kira does with Vader.
yeah, she battles Vader. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's great.
Sick. That's sick.
I need to read War of the Bounty Hunters. Every time I hear about it, I'm like, ooh, I want to
Yeah.
read that.
It's really good. It's really, really good. I've enjoyed it so far.
I'll probably just spend a day, like when I get a day off, just going through the entire run, basically, if I can.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's probably the best way to do it, to be honest, especially with comics and whatnot. But
Okay.
like reading off of that, it's just like Boba taking out his rivals. Like I'm here for it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome to me.
Yeah.
And I can't pull up the article, but I remember reading on Collider. I don't know why I'm forgetting his. Oh, Robert Rodriguez. Robert Rodriguez said that you guys basically aren't ready for the show. It's gonna be it's gonna be crazy. It's like not at all what you guys are expecting. Obviously, I don't know. I don't have it set up where we have 3 rooms and basically can read it, but I heard it's gonna be. That's basically what the article was saying. And
Yeah, that's.
What do you think we see, Carter?
yeah, because I want to kind of get your thoughts on this all.
I think we see a duel between Cad Bane and Boba,
Yes. And that's awesome.
which would be sick. Would be
would be
so
awesome.
sick. I think. See, again, I'm not great at predictions. I just kind of hope we see. I just kind of hope we see Cad Bane. I just hope we see Boba Fett being a complete badass. If I'm being honest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree with you.
That's really what I like. Because I try not to have too many like really bold predictions. Because then if they don't happen, then like
You're kind of let down.
be let
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like with not I know I was talking about Star Wars, but like in Marvel, my big thing with Spider-Man No Way Home is like if all of these crazy predictions that people are having aren't gonna happen, people are going to be so mad and not actually look at the plot of the story.
yes,
Like the moment they don't see Tobey Maguire on screen. If it doesn't happen, I think it will.
yeah.
But if it doesn't happen, then people are just gonna rage and not pay attention to
Or
the
if
actual.
Charlie Cox's Daredevil doesn't show up, or that's really Doctor Strange,
Yeah,
stuff like
like-
that.
Like yeah, like if Daredevil doesn't show up, people are gonna be so mad. Like, come on, man. Just I don't know.
No, it's definitely going to be interesting.
Yeah, and I would say like to expand on again going back to my point about the Acolyte and what I think. I think honestly the two. Obviously, we know Kenobi's gonna be huge. It's forgiven. It's Kenobi. Everyone's hyping it up, but I think
Oh,
the shows that everyone's underestimating are Book of Boba,
Okay.
Acolyte, and Andor. Those 3 I feel like have the potential to be really good.
Yeah.
Andor's going to be interesting because it's like it's different. It's a spy movie in Star Wars.
Yes.
and it's gonna be. And I love Diego Luna. He did an absolute fantastic job with Cassian, and the fact that in season 2 we have an opportunity to see how he gets K2SO, which might contradict the comic that came out quite a while ago, but
Yeah.
like there's so many good opportunities and there's so many good shows, and it's a great time to be a Star Wars fan.
Yeah. And
Yep.
Carter, I don't know if you can read it on your screen if you have the YouTube stream open.
Yeah.
Can you read Cal's comment? Sorry,
Cal says,
I don't want to go
I
over
don't
and
think
over.
people should enjoy Star Wars like Carter does. Your expectations just desire the war and the stars and cool people being in it, then you won't be disappointed.
Yes.
Exactly.
That is
And I'm not saying
huge.
zero expectations, because you need some expectations going
No,
in.
yeah.
Like, whatever. Like, obviously, I
agree.
just really hope Ezra will be in Ahsoka.
Yes.
But, like, saying that I'm going to be mad if Ezra and Thrawn are teaming up. That just seems weird to me, or I don't know.
Yeah.
Or, like, that would be sick to see Cat and Boba have a duel. Like, that would be
Yeah,
one
it'd
of
be
the coolest
awesome.
things ever.
Oh,
if
that would be
if
epic.
it doesn't happen, okay, so be it.
It is what it is. We're not gonna lose sleep over it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think, honestly, my issue with most fandoms, again, we talked about Marvel, we talked about Star Wars. I don't know if it can extend to any other fandom, but I would say most fandoms, my biggest problem is, again, what we're talking about, expectations. Expectations, people like to build it up in their mind, and then when they don't get what they want, they just start flipping. They flip out. Happened with Last Jedi, it's now we're going to see it again with No Way Home, and I'm kind of sick of it, honestly, because, it's like, give what you have in front of you. You don't have to like it, but, like I know I see a bunch of people, like, I'm not a part of like a Marvel Discord server, and people are like, "Oh, No Way Home is gonna ruin the Raimi trilogy," and stuff like that. Where it's like you guys are not
Oh
even
my
giving it a
God.
chance before you even see the movie. You just saw
Get
one
off
trailer.
your high
Well, like-
horse.
Like, I know you guys haven't seen it. I went into Shang-Chi with zero expectations. I walked out of that theater like, holy crap, that was amazing, and it
I'm
completely blew
looking forward to
expectations out of the
seeing it.
water.
Same.
I'm
You
really
need to
looking
go
forward
see
to
it
seeing
after
it.
the podcast is done, Luke.
I can't. I
It
gotta
is-
wait. I can't. I'm going down to Kansas City, and we're hopefully gonna go see it.
I'll hopefully go
this
see it next.
weekend.
I'll hopefully go see it next weekend.
It's, I mean,
Yeah.
that movie is a perfect example. I had zero expectations going into it. I'm like, okay, this should be cool. I think it could be a really cool way to bring in Asian culture to
Oh, yeah.
Marvel.
Yeah.
Oh
And dude, it does it perfectly. Perfectly. That movie's so good. I don't want to spoil it.
No.
But-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go watch it
Absolutely.
now.
So, like with expectations, see, the only real show that I have really high expectations for and things that I would like to see is Kenobi.
Yeah.
And that just might be because I'm biased because episode 3 is one of my favorite movies. And I feel like Hayden Christensen does a pretty good job with what he's got. And now that he's getting to reprise the role and be in the suit
Yeah.
and possibly outside of the suit, and he gets a second chance at a character that everybody now truly, really, really loves, thanks to the Clone Wars, is amazing to me because I feel that was my childhood. Like that was my Anakin and Obi-Wan were my they
Yeah.
were my buddy cop.
Yeah.
And to see Ewan put the cloak back on, get the lightsaber again, and have the have that chance to go up against Hayden again
Oh.
and have that interaction. And the one thing I won't be devastated if they don't do this, but my bold prediction is that Obi-Wan leaves Tatooine.
Yes. You said it on the
He
show
leaves
before.
Tatooine because he feels like I feel like Obi-Wan, when he was given the directions to protect Luke, it was at no matter what. And if there's an Inquisitor on coming down to check out Tatooine, and they end up finding Luke, that's a risk that Obi-Wan can't take. So he needs to get off planet.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
I feel like Vader's gonna get gonna find out where he is. Vader's gonna. I said this last time I was on here, and I say this every single time that I'm on a podcast and we talk about Obi-Wan. He's either gonna take the helmet off, and we're gonna have that moment where Vader is just like, you see the red eyes, you see the burnt face,
Mhm.
you see the raw emotion that you saw when Anakin is talking to Obi-Wan, yelling, saying, "I hate you,"
Yeah.
or "You turned her against me." That raw emotion of Hayden's, and you're really gonna see it, and you're gonna see Obi-Wan and Ewan kind of like be taken aback and see.
Yeah.
This is what he's truly gone.
I don't think it would be like a volunteer him
and if
taking
that
off
doesn't
the
happen,
mask.
that's fine.
Yeah.
I think it might. I mean, it all depends. But
I think it's
if
gonna
that
be...
doesn't happen and they do something similar to it, and it's not exactly step by it, as long as it's executed, I don't care.
Mhm.
Like we get the opportunity to see Ewan freaking McGregor as Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like that's like the
I
thing
just
is that
really-
people take it. They just take it. They like Carter said, they have their expectations. If they're not met, then
Mhm.
all hell breaks loose.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's one thing I wish for in Obi-Wan, and that's we see Obi-Wan go to Shmi's grave and apologize.
Oh yes,
I think
I want to see that too.
it's in the Ahsoka novel. Sorry, spoilers.
What?
Bruh.
What? That Obi-Wan goes to the grave?
Yes.
Wait. Is that in the epilogue?
No, it's in like an
I was
intermission
gonna
chapter.
read that, Hereth.
I completely forgot about that. I've got to listen to it again. Does he really?
Yeah, it's like a little intermission chapter.
I still think Carter will see that on screen.
Yeah.
They'll retcon that.
They've
They've already retconned it from animated.
Or
I think that would be a very powerful.
Or they do like a or like they make it like a daily occurrence. Obi-Wan does that daily.
I'm not mad.
I don't know, because then I think Owen kind of gets annoyed with him though.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but Carter, definitely still read Ahsoka.
It's not.
Oh, no, I will.
No, it's like one chapter. It's not. It's like it doesn't come. It doesn't like reduce to anything or do anything. It's just like a one little like one-off chapter.
And like, how does that? I forget how that works though. Like how Ahsoka would know.
I can't go into details, obviously. 'Cause
Okay,
spoilers.
don't go into detail.
No details. No more spoilers, please. Please,
Yep,
no more
sorry.
spoilers.
Sorry, we're done. But like, Hereth, what do you want to see from Obi-Wan?
Okay, this is more of a me thing. I've said this for months now. This is more of a performance thing and more right. Actually, no, I would say it's more of a tone thing and an acting thing. Give me Ewan McGregor's performance from Doctor Sleep. If you guys ever seen Doctor Sleep,
Ooh,
with the tone of Logan, not like the rated R-ness, but like the tone, like that, like depressing, like my life is like what do I do now type of thing. But with Ewan McGregor's performance of Doctor Sleep, that's what I want.
That's really good.
Sounds fire to me. I've never seen either of those.
You've never seen Logan or Doctor Sleep?
Logan's good.
No, I've seen Logan.
Really good.
Doctor Sleep is
seen...
the sequel to The Shining.
And is Dave Filoni's in a EP or he's an EP for Obi-Wan, isn't he?
He's the creative executive over all live action animated shows.
Dave is going to like pull our. That's why I think that there's going to be like a moment with Obi-Wan and Anakin, and like they did with Ahsoka and Vader.
Yes,
I truly think that's going to be a moment. That's a Dave moment. That's a Dave moment. He's going to take our hearts out and be like, boom, just completely destroy it and just be like, give Hayden that moment where everybody's like, that's the moment.
Yeah.
That is what, like, oh God, I
know
say on every
Jedi.
single, yeah, well
Yeah.
that, well, or the, well, I honestly think there's gonna be a thing where Hayden either takes the mask off or it's cut off or cuts his face, where you see the front part of the mask come off,
Yeah.
and he looks over and you see the eyes, you see the face, and he goes, "This is what you've done to me,"
Yeah.
and oh God.
Now, here's my only reason why I think they wouldn't do that is because that would basically just be copying what happened in Rebels.
But Filoni loves to copy off himself when it comes to live action animation.
Yeah, I don't know, because that's like really similar to what happened in Rebels. Like
Ooh.
really similar. You know what I mean?
Or he just takes it off. That's why I think he might just take it off.
Yeah, because I feel like getting it chipped. That's honestly exactly what happened.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
Ahsoka and Vader.
I think,
That's
and that might
literally
also be
it.
like a psychological thing to get into
Yeah,
Obi-Wan's
I
head.
could see like a because I think one of the biggest predictions I have also for Kenobi is I think Obi-Wan's gonna have a bunch of nightmare visions of like stuff that's happening around the galaxy, and he's gonna have like little echoes
Yeah.
of the Force, and I think one of them he's gonna see is I think he's gonna see he's gonna see a moment where like he's talking to Anakin's like a dream vision type thing in the Clone Wars, and you're gonna see a shot that pans up to Anakin, and it's very similar to him burning on Mustafar, and it's gonna flicker into that. And then he's gonna have like wake up in like a cold sweat, or he's gonna have a moment where, or he's fighting Vader in a dream after he figures out that Anakin's Vader. I mean, that's gonna be a big moment in the show. He's gonna have a moment where Vader takes off his mask, like, "Look what you've done to me," and then he's gonna wake up and be like, "Oh!" I think that's gonna be a moment.
That's awesome.
That would be sick.
I don't think it's gonna happen in real. I think they're gonna fight, but I don't think it's gonna happen in like real. But we're gonna get these type of visions and dream sequences.
I think the biggest part of the show will be when he finds out.
Oh, that's gonna be a intense moment because in Legends, if I remember correctly, Obi-Wan finds it out in the Mos Eisley Cantina bar.
Yes, through a hologram.
I don't think it's gonna. I don't know if it's gonna be the same way for canon, but I think it's gonna be a similar moment where Obi-Wan's like,
Dude.
"Oh shit, Vader's alive."
I tell you, every round, me and Char, we're just gonna have a round table every week, and we're gonna have a breakdown. We're gonna bring on guests, and we're gonna break down the episode. And in the last episode, I'm gonna cry. You think Star Wars Theory seeing Luke Skywalker cry? I mean, seeing Luke Skywalker viral. I'm holding back tears right now. Like that's insane. Like I'm gonna be 10 times. I'll be like, oh my God.
You better do a reaction. We need Luke's reaction each
We
week.
need a reaction.
We need a reaction video from you each week.
God.
If you can do it, that'd be amazing.
It's gonna be an emotional roller coaster, and I don't think I'm ready for it.
We need the reactions, Luke. We need your reactions.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then have a roundtable afterwards, and then you can bring people on,
Oh,
and you can make it a podcast
Yes,
/ reaction.
Come on.
it's gonna be awesome.
And right when the episode ends, you
That's
bring
like,
people
yeah.
into the fold. That's what
Yes.
you should do.
Yes. Yeah.
Hereth, that's like the episode when Ahsoka finds Ezra.
Yes.
I will be. I was like, I have a recording of me and my friend, Clayton. Shout out to Clayton.
Yeah.
We reacted. We like filmed our little reaction whenever Ahsoka showed up.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And when Ezra shows up in live action, I will be screaming and probably running around my house.
Also, speaking
Just warning you.
Speaking of insane reactions, I got to bring out Cal. He said I'll bring out the two messages. He says the Kenobi show has to have Kenobi show has
Pole guy in it.
Pole guy in it. One, and when he said second, he says Kenobi is gonna end with twin sons.
Yep.
I think it.
Yep.
I don't think we'll see the
Yes.
duel. I think we'll get the ending shot. We won't see his face because obviously it'll be Ewan McGregor. But we'll get the shot of him over the shoulder, and we'll hear Luke, and Luke running off, and then maybe we'll get a deep fake shot of Alec Guinness's face, and then Twin Sun style of him looking like this, kind of like thinking about it. But we won't see the duel.
That would be sick.
Oh, good night.
That would be sick.
And then we get like a fade to black, and the credits start rolling.
Stop it. Stop it. Do we get a crawl at the beginning of the show?
No, I
You
think it'll be like
No.
I think it'll be maybe like Solo. We'll get like the black and blue text.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But my
Yeah,
God.
it's solid.
Oh.
Yeah. I think it's kind of a good place to maybe end off if there's anything else you guys want to touch on.
There's only one more thing I kind of want to touch on. It's not,
Yeah.
again, it's another rumor thing. And I hate touching on rumors, but I've seen it pop up more and more. I feel like we kind of have to bring it up.
Yeah.
This will be a quick fire thing. We'll make it like a couple minute roundtable discussion. Because again, this entire episode is more of a roundtable than actually like a deep analysis of Star Wars. What do you guys think about The Mandalorian Season 3 potentially being the final season of the series?
I don't hate it, but I also don't. I don't know really how I feel about it. It has to. It doesn't really have to do anything for me. I love The Mandalorian. I love the way it's going. I don't really see why they would want to change. Would want to stop making it after season 3. The only way that I would see that it would that would make sense is if you are expanding, giving Ahsoka multiple seasons, giving these other shows multiple seasons to build and grow and stuff like that. I think the reason why you're seeing these rumors is because Pedro is doing multiple projects.
Yes.
And he's getting busy and he's getting more notable and like that happens.
And
But like
the rumor side also said that they're going to do a spin-off show with the Mandalorian characters, but it's just not going to have Din in it.
I don't know if I
That'd
really
be
like
interesting.
that. I don't know if I really like that.
I don't know what
Mandalorian
characters. Would it be like a grief? Would it be a
like
grief
Bo-Katan
cargo show?
and-
Bo-Katan
Yeah.
her gang of Mandalorians.
Grief cargo.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like from a financial standpoint, I don't know if that would make much sense.
But from a story level,
We'll
I
see
may
how
like
season
it.
3 goes. From a story level, I may like it just because do we need like I think this season will be a whole lot of conflict with Bo and Din.
Yes.
But then after their conflicts kind of resolve, do we need just watching Din roll Mandalore? If
No.
that's what ends up happening? Probably not. What about you, Hereth? What do you think?
I agree with that. I think at first I was kind of like taken back, like how is it 3 seasons? And I thought about it for like this past week, and I'm with you guys. I'm like, story wise, I'm okay with it. I think Din's story
Especially
is
if it doesn't involve Grogu.
yes. Din's story needs to be.
Yeah.
I don't have this child anymore. I now have to take over the Mandalorian people because Bo-Katan is, in the words of Malik, a bitch.
That shit crazy.
Even though I defend her a lot. So he's probably gonna be like, I have to take over
Oh.
Mandalore. I have to at the foundling. I need to do my job and become the true Mandalorian way. And now, I think the series will end with him taking back Mandalore and reuniting the people before the events of the sequel trilogy. And then, like what Cal said, we'll get a spin-off show called maybe The Mandalorians, where we follow Bo-Katan's perspective, why she's trying to help Din's new rule.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like after this season, it might just be enough Mandalorians.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just my opinion.
We'll see.
Carter, I'm shocked you didn't pull out the
Yeah.
Ezra quotes. What up with these Mandalorians? I'm shocked you didn't pull out that quote. It's one of my favorite
Yeah,
quotes from
sure.
Ezra. What's the deal with these Mandalorians?
Yep.
Well, Hereth, do you want to send us off
Yeah.
this week? What we got upcoming?
So next week, we have our Lost Stars episode with Julia and Gray, and
Lost.
it's gonna be great. We decided we're gonna not sandwich 2 book discussions back to back. We thought it would work better if we kind of did this intermediate episode in the middle, because we feel like we were kind of hindering our viewers because we had a lot of people coming into the stream being like, oh, I can't watch it because I haven't caught up with the High Republic. So we thought it'd be better to do this like little intermediate episode and have this gap. So I'm glad you're able to come with us, Luke. Again, I'm going to ask you, who are you? Where can we find you? And I'm not really have a third question because we really talked about the state of Star Wars.
So I'm Luke. I'm from the Padawans podcast. We record either Friday nights. We do live streams on Friday nights of our episodes and Thursdays. This week is a Thursday episode. We are going to be talking with Miss Gray, who is going to be on your guys' podcast next week, about Bombad Jedi and the new Gunray arc of Clone Wars. So we're still doing that rewatch. If you guys want to do the rewatch with us, absolutely can. We are going to have these two gentlemen on sooner rather than later. Carter has already been on, and Hereth will be on for the Geonosis arc in season 2. That is also with me and Char J. But you can follow me on YouTube and TikTok at the Padawans podcast. And thanks, guys, for having me on. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Hereth, where can we find you?
Again, like we say every week, on TikTok and YouTube at Hereth Productions. Obviously, my YouTube is inactive because this YouTube has solely become my focus now. And my TikTok is a little bit inactive because, again, I just moved out to the college dorms. I'm back at my parents' place for now, but I'm not uploading as I used to, which is it's a good time not to upload because there's not that much to talk about outside of rumors and these type of news. And I'll probably go in depth about it on this podcast. So that's why I've not been uploading of late. And so yeah, that's where you can find me, Hereth Productions, TikTok and YouTube.
Yep. You can find me on here every Friday and on TikTok at Car2D2. Next week, just for you guys scheduling purposes, we'll be talking about this book right here.
Yes.
Lost Stars. If you haven't read it, Luke, go read it.
I will still be tuning
Please.
in because I will read it, but I will want to hear everybody else's opinions first.
Yeah.
I will gauge.
So we'll be talking Lost Stars next week.
Yes.
And then the Darksaber the
Ooh.
week after that.
One of my favorite episodes.
We have some amazing guests on slate for those.
And that's after that. That should wrap up season 1 of this season, and we'll move on to season 2 after that.
Yep. So
Go,
Luke, we appreciate you coming on the show.
Yeah.
It means
Anytime,
a lot. We'd obviously love to have you back.
Yeah, absolutely. Whenever you need somebody.
Yep, thank you for joining. For Light and for Life.
We are all the Republic, even though we
are all the Republic. And may the Force be with you.
Always.